טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב הנה מה טוב הררי הנה מה טוב הנה מה טוב הררי הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד הנה מה טוב ומנעים שבר אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is Shabbat Chazon, the Shabbat of vision. And on it, we take a moment to pause at the threshold between memory and hope. We remember what was broken, the destruction of Jerusalem, the loss of the temple, the generations of our people who carried that sorrow with them. The prophet Isaiah calls out across the centuries, "Hear, O heavens, give ear, O earth, for the Eternal has spoken." His words are not meant only for those who lived long ago, they're also meant for us. When we look at our world, we still see what happens when hatred goes unchecked, when injustice becomes ordinary, when people forget their responsibility to one another. This is the difficult vision of Shabbat Chazon. It asks us to see clearly and without looking away. But Jewish tradition never only leaves us with destruction. It always offers a nechemta. Maybe not a happy ending, but something to lift our hearts. Our masters taught us that on this Shabbat, every soul is given a glimpse of the world as it might yet be. Not a rebuilt temple, but a repaired world. A world shaped by justice, compassion, peace, and human dignity. We're asked to hold both visions at once. We remember what hatred can destroy, and we imagine what love can yet build. Isaiah gives us the blueprint: cease to do evil, learn to do good, and seek justice. The work of rebuilding does not only belong to some distant future, it's here and now. It begins with the words that we speak and the choices we make and the courage to show when the world asks us to reach beyond what we think we're capable of. Tonight, as Shabbat begins, may we become builders of sanctuary. May we create sanctuary in this, our sacred space, sanctuary in our homes, and sanctuary in the way we care for one another. May we not be trapped by the brokenness of the past or even the present, but strengthened by the possibility of what yet may be. May our sorrow give way to joy. May fear give way to courage. And may our vision of peace become the world that we help to bring into being. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Judy?
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat. Page 142. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bohem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seichem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlochim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
Page 130.
L'chun Ranana, I introduced this tune sometime recently. I don't remember exactly what. Anyway, we're going to sing that one again, and because it's probably only the second time I've done this, we'll go through the tune so that you can sing it with me, and we'll do Lie, Lie, Lies first, and then we'll add in the words which are at the top left hand. So it goes. Lie, 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 and you. Lie, 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 and the second part. Lie, 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 and you. Lie, 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 and now let's try the words. Lechu neranena la Adonai, Naria, Naria, letzur yeshenu. Lechu neranena la Adonai, Naria, Naria, letzur yeshenu. Nekadma panav, Betoda vezimrot nariyalo. Nekadma panav, Betoda vezimrot nariyalo. We'll keep working on that.
That's pretty good. Sounds all right.
Cool.
Lachado D is on page 138. We'll sing the Shabbat in with verses 1, 2, 5, and on verse 9 we'll rise and welcome her together.
Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Shamor v'zakor b'dibur echad Ishmianu el hamyuchad Adonai echad Ushmo echad L'shem lo tiferet v'litila Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Yitravot Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor habracha Merosh miken nezucha Sof maaseh b'machshavat tehila Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Hitoreri Ki horek umiori Uri shidaberi Kavod Adonai alayich nigla Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Boi v'shalom atet bala Gam b'simcha u'sohola Toch emuneh am segula Boi chala Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela Lecha dodi likrat kala Pene Shabbat nekabela
144. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביום איכון ובחיי דכו בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ימרו.
אמן.
יהי שמי רבה מבורך, לעולם ולמלמיה יתברך וישתבח ויפאר וירום ויתנשא ויתהדר ויעלה ויהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה תאמירן בעלמא וימרו.
Amen.
We turn to 146. Please rise.
Am I awake? Am I prepared? Are you listening to my prayer? Can you hear my voice? Can you understand? Am I awake? Am I prepared? Yalla la la la, 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 yalla lai lai lai, yalla lai lai lai. Baruch hu et Adonai, Hamevorach. Baruch Adonai Hamevorach, Leolam vaed, Leolam vaed. Yalla lai lai lai, 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 yalla lai lai lai.
Page 148. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidbaro ma'ariv aravim, behokma poteach she'arin, ubibona mesaneh itim, umachalif et ha'azmanim, umseder et ha'kochavim, b'mishmerotechem birkiah kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, kolel or mibnei choshech v'choshech, mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi layla, umavdil ben yom uben layla, Adonai Sevaot Shemo, El Chai v'kayam tamid yimloch aleinu, leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, Amari v'aravim.
151. Wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and a symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiest of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael.
Amen.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malachuto Leolam Vaed. Na Lashevet, page 154. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam Beshivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha vehayu letotafot beinenecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha Leman tizkeruv asitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem eretz Mizraim v'hiyot lachem lelohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there, except by joining hands, marching together.
Halai la lai lai, halai la lai lai, halai la lai lai, halai la 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 lai, halai la 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 la, halai la 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 la, halai la la, lai la lai lai lai, hai lai lai lai, hai lai lai lai. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot oseh feleh, nora tehilot oseh feleh. Hai lai lai lai, hai lai 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 lai, lai 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 lai, lai lai lai.
Your children witnessed your sovereignty, the sea splitting before Moses and Miriam. Ze Eli, they cried, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. Thus it is said, Adonai redeemed Jacob from a hand stronger than his own. Baruch atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael. 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts, eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'al kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim.
Amen.
162.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. B'nei Ovein, B'nei Yisrael, Oti le'olam. Veshamru B'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash, shavat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et hashabat, lasot et hashabat ledorotam berit olam.
The heart of our prayer is the Amidah. It begins on page 164. Please rise. Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Velohei Avotenu ve'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Velohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Velohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל, אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בך יום הילוך סלה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. Page 173. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. 175. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu b'amcha Yisrael, tefilatam b'ahavat tekabel, tehi l'ratzon tamir avdat Yisrael amecha, Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha levarcha b'yirah na'avod. Page 177. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha u'lecha na'eh lahodot. Our prayer for peace, Shalom Rav, 178.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael bechol et ubechol sha'a bishlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
We pause for moments of silent prayer.
Osei shalom bimromav, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Osei shalom bimromav, Uyase shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Ve'imru, amen.
A prayer for the United States of America, page 376. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and to respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and our country be sound in body and spirit, as together we say,
Amen.
Amen. We are very fortunate to have one of the most important people in our entire congregation with us this evening, a teacher, Alice from our Beit Midrash. That's the heart, and you help keep the heart beating strong. So I appreciate you, and Shabbat Shalom. Would you take a moment you have special guests tonight? Please. Who's with us tonight? The Korom. You have guests. Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. Welcome. Brucha haba'ah. Welcome, Amit. Apusha, slicha. Sorry. I'm glad you're here. Will you take a message back to Israel from us, from Beth Chaim? Take a message back. This is it, 2 words. Anachnu tzilim. We're Zionists, right? That we're very attached to Israel. And I don't know what news comes to Israel or what you hear, but the diasporic community is overwhelmingly, the Jewish community overwhelmingly stands with Israel, with our sisters and our brothers. Take that message home. It's very important. Please. Yeah. Page 377. Avinu shebashamayim sur Yisrael v'goalo, barech et medinat Yisrael, reshit smichat gulatenu. O Heavenly One, protector and redeemer of Israel, bless the state of Israel, which marks the dawning of hope for all who seek peace. Shield it beneath the wings of your love, spread over it the canopy of your peace. Send your light and truth to all who lead and advise, guiding them with your good counsel. Establish peace in the land and fullness of joy for all who dwell there. Amen.
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 We take a moment now to offer prayers for healing, those in our congregational community, our families, as well as everywhere who need to know the presence of God's healing presence in their lives. We offer a prayer for healing for Janice Wolford, Neil Grock, the people of Venezuela, Jesse Candube, Tina Gripa, Lynn Gross, Art Solomon, Hutton Duenas, Jennifer Brandon, Dave Sander, Stacy Parr, Randy Silverman, Joe Stefani, Jerry Kidd, Wendy Wolf, Ted Plafker, Pastor Steve Harms, Paul Yamshin, Karen Marty, Jack Markowitz, Hallie Rosner, Joseph Gabriel, Oziel Cohen, Philip Granetz, Eliza Slattis, Linda Franco, Jody Goldberg, Jay Rosenblatt, Shira Bakhaim Varut, Bob Shallon, Sadie Logan, Rachel Leah Michaels, and Diane Denenberg. If there's someone for whom you'd like to offer a healing prayer, we invite you to rise and to share their names with us.
Jeffrey Stoke, Amy Fries, Brianna Kay.
Robin Reitzes, George Weiner, Judy Weiner.
Elna Rafanallah.
El Rifanallah, Refuah Shlema. El Rifanallah, please heal this soul. Shaberach, Avraham v'Sarah, Yitzchak v'Rivka, Yaakov, Rachel v'Leah, El Rifanallah, Refuah Shlema, El Rifanallah, please heal this soul. With faith and love together we bring hope and healing to those in need. Without judgment, without explanation, we are all God's creation. El Rifanallah, Refuah Shlema. El Rifanallah, please heal this soul.
Tisha B'Av begins on Wednesday evening, the 22nd of July, and it's a great day of Jewish mourning. And as I mentioned at the outset, it's preceded by this Shabbat, Shabbat Chazon, the Shabbat of vision after a prophecy foretold by Isaiah about the calamity that was about to befall the people of Israel if they didn't change their ways. Tisha B'Av, of course, means the 9th day of the Hebrew month of Av, recalling the destruction of the temple, the first temple in Jerusalem by the Babylonians in the year 586 BCE, and the destruction of the second temple by the Romans in the year 70. Over the many centuries, our tradition has incorporated other catastrophes into the day as well, including expulsions and massacres, moments when our communities were uprooted from the places they'd called home. One such example is the assassination of the Archduke Ferdinand, which led to World War I, which led to World War II. Traditionally, Tisha B'Av is observed through fasting, of course, sitting on the ground, refraining from ordinary pleasures, and chanting the book of Lamentations, Echa. The day asks Jews to enter grief rather than to just hurry past it. It gives sorrow a particular date and a language, and Tisha B'Av creates a ritual container. And yet, for nearly every Reformed Jew, Tisha B'Av presents a real predicament, because we don't long for a rebuilding of the temple as it once stood. We don't seek a return to animal sacrifice. We don't want a priesthood to carry out our worship on our behalf. We don't believe that Judaism after the temple was merely an imperfect substitute for what came before. Rabbinic Judaism, the Judaism of prayer, the Judaism of study and ethical responsibility and lives lived in communities around the world, is not second-best Judaism. It's Judaism. It's our Judaism. In some ways, the destruction of the temple that once stood led to the most remarkable transformation in religious history. Led to the most remarkable transformation in religious history. For 2,000 years, Judaism has survived without its central address, without its animal sacrifice, without political sovereignty until 75, 80 years ago. Judaism became portable. Prayer replaced offerings. The home and the synagogue became our sacred spaces, and Judaism learned to live wherever Jews lived. So what then exactly are we supposed to be mourning? I ask this question not as an excuse, not as a reason to abandon Tisha B'Av, but rather maybe to think a little bit more honestly about what this day might still ask of us. We don't have to pretend that we want to restore this ancient temple system. We also shouldn't believe that we've outgrown grief, forgotten destruction, let go of exile, hatred, or loss. Tisha B'Av may not resonate for us in the same way it resonated for our ancestors or the way it resonates for normative Orthodox Jews today, but its deeper questions remain painfully current. I want to suggest to you 3 ways in which we might experience Tisha B'Av in our context today. The first way is as a day of Jewish memory. The destruction of the temple was not merely the loss of a building, not the end of a religious institution. It was truly a human catastrophe. Tens of thousands of our people were killed. Families were displaced. Jerusalem was burned. Our people, they lost their center. The world that Jews collapsed, the world that Jews inhabited collapsed around them and upon them. So while we might not mourn the end of animal sacrifice, we can mourn the suffering of those who endured conquest and starvation, enslavement, and exile. Tisha B'Av asks us to remember Jewish history, contains moments when our people lost not only our homes, but lost the confidence that they had a future. Tisha B'Av creates space for the grief of generations who were expelled and persecuted, who were hunted and murdered. That memory is not meant to trap us in victimhood. Right? Jewish memory is not supposed to be a competition. Jewish memory is not the suffering Olympics. Instead, memory is a moral obligation to refuse amnesia. A people that forgets our wounds may fail to recognize the return of danger. Yet, a people that remembers only its wounds may become unable to imagine anything else but them. As an aside, when I read that prayer, it's a translation for Emet V'Emunah, the prayer that leads into the Mi Chamocha, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, walking together. I read it almost every Shabbat. The words before it, I start to stumble over them, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. Maybe that's not the healthiest outlook all the time for us to have as Jews. To internalize that we're never free. As Jews, we're asked to remember the pain and have the chutzpah to build. The second way to understand Tisha B'Av is as a warning about what happens when societies unravel from within. The Romans destroyed Jerusalem, but the rabbis did not explain this destruction in terms of Roman military power. They looked inward. After all, the traditional way is it wasn't the Romans, that was God's hand in the world. It wasn't the Babylonians, that was God's hand in the world. This theology broke apart after the Holocaust, by the way. So our ancient rabbis looked at what happened and they talked about sinat chinam, senseless, baseless hatred that was present in the Jewish society in Jerusalem at that time. The rabbis told stories of Jews humiliating Jews. They talked about factionalism, extremism, and leaders who could no longer see beyond their own narrow interests. History doesn't repeat, but it rhymes. Let me be clear. The victims did not cause their own destruction. Rome was the occupying empire. Rome burned Jerusalem, but the rabbis were asking an inward-facing spiritual question. They weren't interested in writing military history. They were asking what makes a community too fractured to protect what matters. They were asking what happens when disagreement becomes contempt. They were asking what happens when people become more committed to defeating one another than to preserving a shared society. What happens when humiliation becomes entertainment, when anger becomes identity, and no one can imagine what the other side, those with whom we disagree deeply, might still belong to our shared society. I hope those questions make us a little bit uncomfortable. We live in an age when outrage is rewarded, when cruelty masquerades as courage, when public life trains us to see other people not merely as wrong, but as the embodiment of evil. Jewish communities are also a part of the greater community. We disagree fiercely about Israel, politics, religious practice, justice, security, the future of Jewish life. Some of those disagreements are unavoidable. Some are morally necessary. Tisha B'Av doesn't ask us to become timid, doesn't tell us that every position is equally valid. It asks a much more difficult thing of us. Can we remain responsible for one another even when we profoundly disagree? It's an American question right now, too. Can we tell the truth without delighting in humiliation? That's an American question, too. Can we defend what we love without tearing apart the people we claim we love? It's It's an American question too. Can we preserve a shared Jewish future without demanding uniformity? The third way, the final way to experience Tisha B'Av is as the beginning of repair. The Chagim, the high holy days, don't begin on Slichot. They don't begin with Rosh Hashanah. The spiritual journey begins earlier. It begins with Tisha B'Av. Before we can begin to make teshuvah, before we can return, before we can achieve renewal, there actually first has to be a recognition. We can't repair that which we refuse to see. We cannot rebuild that which we are unwilling to admit has fallen. Tisha B'Av calls on us to notice the ruins, not only the ruins of ancient Jerusalem, but the damaged places in our own lives, our neglected relationships, our friendships we lost to excessive pride, family estrangements left untouched, the habits that continue to diminish us, community wounds that everybody sees, but no one wants to talk about. Tisha B'Av asks us what's broken, not so that we can remain seated among the ruins, but so that we can begin to rise from them. There's a truth here, that mourning and hope are not the opposites. Honest mourning is the beginning of hope because our grief tells us that something mattered. We mourn what we loved, what we needed, what we hoped would endure. Tisha B'Av teaches that rebuilding does not begin with optimism, but it begins by just telling the truth. We may not fast, we may not sit on the ground, we may not chant the Book of Lamentations, and we don't need to pretend that we long for the restoration of the temple and temple sacrifices, but we surely can pause. We surely can remember the suffering of our people. We surely can examine the forces that tear communities apart. We surely can name what is broken in our own lives and begin to imagine repair. That is a meaningful Tisha B'Av for a liberal Jewish community. Not nostalgia for a Judaism we don't wish to restore, but a serious encounter with Jewish memory. Not grief for the sake of grief, but a warning against destruction. Not despair, but the first honest step toward rebuilding. Shabbat Shalom. Which turns us to the dream of a world one day perfected. That is the dream, that is the prayer of Aleinu L'Shabeach. It's in your Siddur beginning on the bottom of page 586. We rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כארצות ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
turn now to memory, thinking of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, as well as those who died in this season at years past. Of course, our custom is at Beth Chaim, much like a matzeva, when you go to a cemetery and leave a stone, if you are mourning somebody or remembering somebody and we share their name, we invite you to, if you're so inspired, to come forth and place a stone in loving memory. This week marks the yahrzeits of Robert Mueller, the father of Jeffrey Mueller, Rose Liederman, the mother of Herb Liederman, Jeanette Kendall, the mother of Sandy Morris, Marilyn Taylor, the mother of Kelly Holden, Susan Colas, the mother of Michael Colas, Mark Usaton, beloved friend of Sharon Cantor and Gregory Buskirk. If you are remembering a loved one, we invite you to rise and to share their names with us. Mourner's Kaddish, Kaddish Yatom, is on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
Be'alma divra cherute v'yamlich malchute. B'chayachon v'yomachon v'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael. B'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'elam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. Vit hadar vi ale vi halal shmei de kudusha barichu le'ela minko birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma vimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shomaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael vimru amen. Osei shalom bimromav hu ya'asei shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael vimru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us, to all Israel, to all the world, as together we say, Amen.
O say shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru amen.
Just a couple brief announcements. Tomorrow at 5 o'clock, I'd like to say a word since you're the maestro of it, Laura. Come say a word. Yeah.
Okay, so I already told you to remind me, this, even though it says young families, this is the door to door. That is my dream for this common out for this
Yeah,
next
yeah.
Friday, is to bring young families and our Sabbas and Saptas and those together in a really beautiful park and welcoming the week, days, and
Hat McGee.
at McGee Ranch in Danville. Bring your own dinner, hang out, schmooze, have a little bit of ruach, and it's going to be perfect weather.
Do you have to be a member of the congregation to join us?
That is 100% why I will do this. I'm going to bring a whole gila and community together
Great.
of wherever. Come as
Great.
you are.
Come as you are, or Jew adjacent. Beautiful. That's one. Number two, I think a lot of people already know, but just a reminder that Saturday, August 15th in the afternoon, evening, Rick Recht is going to be with us right here. So last year, remember, you did on a Friday night. This is just a concert with a Havdalah. It's going to be amazing. Saturday the 15th with Hazy Barbecue. You can order it online. They'll bring the food to us. Get your tickets in advance. Invite a friend. Bring a friend. That's how Terry and Judy came to Beth Chaim last year with Rick Recht. He's such a menschy guy. I know lots of us are familiar with Rick. It's a super fun night. Just a great time to be together. And I got a text from God. It's going to be 72 degrees and no wind. Perfect. Well, a couple more things. On August the 2nd at 10 a.m., right in this very room, the sisterhood, soon to be known as the Women of Reform Judaism, which is the umbrella organization for the sisterhood in the Reform movement. We're going to have an informational session right here at 10 o'clock. All are welcome, but probably more the sisters than the brothers, right? Good. There is a men's group, the Brotherhood, the Men of Reform Judaism. One better try again, buddy. It's not too late. Couple more things. With the high holidays coming up, and we're transitioning from Kol HaNeshama to Mishkan HaNefesh, is the prayer book that corresponds with the prayer book that we use for Shabbat and other holy days. I'm teaching 2 sessions. The first is on Rosh Hashanah, and the second is on Yom Kippur. That's August 16th and August 23rd, right here at, I think it's at 2 or 2:30. Info's been out, more info to come. If you were part of those classes that I taught on the Siddur, even if you weren't, they're going to be really cool. Just a little orientation, how to navigate the new Machzor, and we'll talk a little bit about the prayers, but there'll be more talking about the prayers. It'll be more the vehicle to getting to know our new prayer book. And on Sunday, August 23rd, over at B'nai Tikva, our own Rabbi Jamie Hyams is putting together, one second. On the 23rd, Jamie Hyams is putting together a really terrific panel. It's called Love Your Neighbor, Torah, Sovereignty, and Coexistence, Reclaiming a Humanistic Judaism, the Legacy of Achad Ha'am, Martin Buber, Rav Amiel, and Rav Amital. Information is right here. I'll put a stack on the table in the back. And Mr. Burt.
Not tomorrow night, but a week from tomorrow is bocce ball. But it's in one part, still good for us. Everyone's sponsoring it. We got all courts reserved. We have the bocce ball. Now we're providing drinks and beverages. If you want to go alcohol or beverages, that's up to you. Hope to see you all there. A week from there.
Thank you, Burt.
Because the next day after bocce ball is brunch and bubble.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the fundraiser that Sarah Curtis is arranging here,
Cool.
which all the money beyond the price of what it takes to put that on goes to our center
Yehi or.
project. So it's all about the light. So bring it on for Sunday.
Cool.
Sunday, not this but the following.
Awesome. Beautiful. Thank you. Man, thank you.
Yes, and get the pre-buy tickets, and there are non-alcoholic drinks, I should have.
Good.
Yes,
Thank you for reminding me.
yes, there are non-alcoholic bubbles and there are beers and champagne and
Nice.
All things.
fun and
Nice.
just fun.
Really good food, yeah.
And Sarah's working hard.
Great. Jeff and Sharon and Drew, thank you for your beautiful voices this evening. You're welcome. Take us home.
Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ojivo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, shalom. Ojivo shalom aleinu, Ojivo shalom aleinu, Ojivo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam. Ojivo shalom aleinu, Ojivo shalom aleinu, Ojivo shalom aleinu, ve'al kulam.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.